It was the week before Emily Carter's college graduation, a milestone she had dreamed of since she was a little girl. Her parents were away visiting relatives in another state, and her older brother, Luke, had promised to help her prepare for the ceremony. Their bond had always been special, one made of shared childhood memories, sibling arguments, and countless moments of laughter that only brothers and sisters understand. That Thursday afternoon, Emily was buried under piles of textbooks and notes, trying to finish her final essay. The sunlight slipped through her curtains, but her head throbbed, and a wave of dizziness hit her. She brushed it off, telling herself it was just stress. "I'll take a break in a bit," she whispered, pushing another page aside. When Luke got home from work that evening, he noticed something wasn't right. Emily's usual cheerful voice was weak, and her face was pale. "You okay, Em?" he asked, setting down a grocery bag. "You look exhausted." "I think I caught something," she said softly. "Just a headache. I'll be fine." But Luke knew better. He had seen her push herself too hard before. Without another word, he placed a hand on her forehead. "You're burning up," he said, concern filling his voice. "You need rest." Emily tried to protest, insisting she'd be fine, but Luke was firm. He helped her to bed, fetched some medicine, and made her a cup of tea. "You take care of everyone else all the time," he said gently, "now it's my turn." She smiled weakly, touched by his words. "You don't have to babysit me." "Who said anything about babysitting?" he teased. "I'm just making sure you don't try to write another paper in your sleep." As night fell, her fever worsened. Luke sat by her side, checking her temperature, changing the damp cloth on her forehead, and keeping an eye on her breathing. Every time she stirred, he reassured her, "I'm right here." The old clock in their living room ticked quietly, marking each slow hour. The glow of the bedside lamp painted soft gold across Luke's tired face. Emily opened her eyes once, half asleep, and whispered, "You should go to bed." He smiled. "Not until you're feeling better." The house was silent except for the sound of rain tapping against the window. Luke dozed off in the chair for a few minutes, his head tilted to one side. When he woke up, it was dawn. The first rays of sunlight filled the room. Emily was sleeping peacefully, her fever gone. For the first time in hours, Luke exhaled with relief. When she woke later that morning, she saw him still sitting there, his eyes heavy but kind. "You stayed all night?" she asked, her voice touched with emotion. He shrugged with a grin. "Somebody had to make sure you didn't run off to class in your sleep." Emily laughed, a soft, grateful sound. She couldn't remember the last time she had felt so deeply cared for. As they had breakfast together that morning, just toast and coffee, she realized that sometimes love doesn't need grand gestures. It's found in small acts, staying awake, keeping watch, showing up when it matters most. Over the next few days, Luke made sure she rested and recovered. He cooked simple meals, watched silly shows with her, and reminded her to drink water every hour. When she finally regained her strength, she walked out into the garden with him, the fresh air filling her lungs. "Thanks for being my hero," she said, nudging his shoulder. He chuckled. "You'd do the same for me." "I would," she said sincerely. "But you make it look so easy." He smiled. "That's what big brothers are for." Graduation day came a week later. Emily stood proudly in her cap and gown, her eyes scanning the crowd. When she spotted Luke holding a bouquet of flowers, she couldn't help but wave and laugh. After the ceremony, he wrapped her in a proud hug. "You did it, Em." "No," she said, smiling up at him. "We did it." That evening, as the sun dipped behind the trees, the two sat on their porch, watching the golden light fade into dusk. The same house that once echoed with childhood arguments now felt full of peace. Emily leaned her head against his shoulder. "You know," she said softly, "I don't think I ever thanked you properly for that night." "You don't have to," Luke replied. "Family looks out for each other. Always." A quiet moment passed between them, filled with unspoken gratitude. Emily smiled, realizing that sometimes, the truest kind of love isn't romantic or dramatic, it's the quiet kind that sits by your bed all night, without asking for anything in return. That night, as she looked up at the stars, Emily whispered a silent thank you, for her brother, for family, and for the kind of love that never wavers, even when words aren't enough. And somewhere in that quiet house, her brother's laughter echoed softly down the hallway, a reminder that the strongest bonds are made not of grand gestures but of gentle care and enduring presence.